Hey everyone, Chelsea here from So Simple Home. Today we're going to address a question I get quite often from my readers and those that purchase patterns in the PDF pattern shop. And that is, how do I print, or it's not printing right, or what's a PDF pattern? How do I get one? So we're going to kind of address that today and answer those questions for you. So first off, if you're familiar with the blog, which you are here, so you probably are, this is what it looks like. And we do have a shop. If you come up here to the top bar here, you can click shop and it's going to take you over to the Etsy shop that I have. This is full of our PDF sewing patterns. They're inexpensive. Some of them are full patterns for children's clothing. Some of them are home sewing patterns. There's a few ebooks like our Simply Home Sewn or Easy Curtains 101. But all of these are sewing patterns. And the wonderful thing about PDF sewing patterns is that you can print them right from your computer and you can get sewing today. You don't have to go to the fabric store and sit there and try and find what you're looking for. And so that's one of the great parts of the changes in the PDFs in the sewing world is PDF patterns. So where do I find them? You can find patterns all over the internet. Um, you can search on Etsy. You can just come in here and put PDF sewing patterns, and you're going to get all sorts of types of sewing from embroidery to clothing to home sewing, um, all sorts of types. Can I say what's the best and what's not? No, not really. That's something that you personally kind of have to decide um, on the designers. Our patterns are geared towards beginner sewists, and so we have lots of really simple, inexpensive patterns. So that's a great place to start. But if you're really looking for a pattern and you can't find something, you can always email me and I can usually find some resources for you, what you're looking for. That's good. So, getting ready to purchase a pattern. So, as you're looking through a shop, you find what you want. So, today we're going to focus on our Cabbage Patch sewing pattern. This is just a simple doll pattern or a doll clothing pattern for Cabbage Patch baby dolls. I love them because most people still have some Cabbage Patch dolls laying around, and this is a great way to kind of modernize them and give them new life. So over here, you'll see the title of the pattern, the price. You'll see the description here. You usually on Etsy have to say learn more so you can see the full description of what you're actually getting. It's telling you it's an instant download. And most PDF pattern designers don't accept returns or exchanges or cancellations because it is a PDF pattern. You have instant access to it. So when you purchase it, make sure it's what you want. And most designs will have several photos of the options available or um, whatever else you might be looking for in that pattern. Um, Once you've decided you want it, you press add to cart. Now, I can't add this item to my cart because it's my own product and they won't let you. But let's pretend I added something else. Here's someone else's pattern. It's $3.75. It tells me it's an instant download. I'm going to go ahead and decide how I want to pay and proceed to check out. Once I check out and I have purchased the pattern, now it is in my Etsy account. And this is where people get stuck. They email me and they say, I purchased this, where's my pattern? Well, there's two ways you can find it. Number one, Etsy usually sends an email that tells you your pattern is here, click here, you can get to it. Let's say it's 3 months down the road and you finally decide I'm going to sew this up. You come up here on your Etsy shop to where it says you. Click the down button and go to purchases and reviews. And this is going to show you all the things you've ever purchased on Etsy and when they were shipped or how to download them. Okay, so there's lots of different things in my account because I love Etsy. So let's look at this one here. This is a Toy Story printable that I got for my son's birthday because I was being lazy and it was great. Over here on the side, it's a digital product, so it's going to tell me to download files. So all I do is click download, it pops into this new page, and then there's a button over here that tells me I can download it. I'm not going to download it because I have 100 of them on my desktop right now, but I click download and it's going to download to my computer. And this is where people get stuck. They say, I downloaded it. Now where is it? Right? They go to their computer and it's nowhere. You're going to have to open up a file. So mine's down here at the bottom. Yours might be on the side, somewhere that you can get to your files on your computer. Now, most of the time on my computer, at least, I have this file that actually says downloads. I click on my downloads file, and that's where most things will download for me. So right here is my Cabbage Patch doll clothing pattern, and it just opens up for me. If you go to your downloads and your Cabbage Patch file isn't there, you might go into documents. You can search your documents up here and put Cabbage Patch, and anything with those words is going to come up. There's a lot because obviously this is my pattern, so that's not as helpful for you, I don't think. But we could put in Toy Story, and anything Toy Story on mine would come up. So having downloaded my Toy Story banner, here it is on my downloads, and I can open it right up. Okay, you see how that works? So you may have to do a little bit of searching to find what you're looking for on your own computer. If you push the download button, it has downloaded. Then you have to search for it on your device, whether it's a computer, a laptop, a cell phone, a tablet, iPad, whatever. You're going to have to look for it. Okay, the next thing is you want to open it up in a PDF reader. I highly, highly, highly suggest you get Adobe Acrobat Reader. It is free to download for the reader. All you need is the reader if you're not planning to make PDF patterns or do anything like that. Most sewing pattern designers that I know of, and I know a lot, use Adobe products and Adobe Acrobat. So when they view things, when they print things, that's what they're printing from. And so you're going to know that the product and the pattern that they have is going to print correctly because you're using the same software. Can you use another software? Yes. Will it give you trouble sometimes and not print correctly? Definitely a possibility. I've seen that quite often in the PDF sewing pattern world. So if you want to save yourself a lot of trouble and annoyance, just go and get Adobe Acrobat Reader for free. Once you get your pattern and it's open in Adobe, you'll see I've got the tutorial and the pattern pieces in here. I just need the pattern pieces. I don't need the full tutorial. I'm not printing that tutorial. I can open that on my computer when I'm ready. So instead, I want to just print the pages that I need. Okay, and there's page 18 to 23 is what I need for the 17-inch baby doll dress. Okay, most designers are going to have like a print guide, like here's my print instructions and printing guide to tell you what you actually need to print for what. So follow that so you know what pages you need to print. When you are ready to print, the biggest thing you need to know when it comes to whoever the designer is you're working with is this test square here. This is a 2-inch by 2-inch test square. That's what I use. Some designers use 1 by 1, some use 4 by 4. Most of them use a square or some form of measurement so that when you print this out, you can measure that test square and make sure that it is to scale. That's the biggest thing. So it's always good to find that test square and print just the one page with the test square until the test square comes out right. Okay. So we're going to go up here to File and down to Print. It's going to bring up the printing box here. I can pick which printer I want to print to. Make sure that it's the printer that's connected to your device. If there's not a printer connected to your device, it will not print. I can pick that I want to print all the pages, or I can specify what pages I want to print. So I know that pages 18 to 23 are the pages that I need. but my test box is on just page 18. So I will start by only printing that page to ensure my test box is the correct size. I can also change the scale of my printing. This is super important because if you notice in this box over here, if I put fit, do you see how the shadows went away? And it's going to fit this entire pattern to the page, which is fine, except for when it prints, this 2 by 2 inch box is not going to measure 2 by 2 inches. It's going to measure much smaller, so my scale will be off, and if I cut this and sew it, it will not be right. So you have to maybe test it out a few times on your specific printer to make sure your box is 2 by 2 inches. In most instances, if you come over here to where it says custom or custom scale, put in 100% and it's going to scale this so that it's the correct size to print at 100% for this particular page. And that's what you want in most instances. Now, each designer is different, so there might be some tweaks, but most designers that I have found want that custom scale at 100%. That's what they do for their pattern. So once that's at 100%, you push print, it goes to your printer, and then you get your tape measure out and you measure that 2 by 2 inch test box or whatever size it is for the pattern you're using. If it measures correctly, then you can come back and print the rest of the pages in the document that you want. Okay, so that is in a nutshell how you access and print those PDF sewing patterns for your own home use. Now, if you have questions or you get stuck, you can always email me at chelsea@sewsimplehome.com. But hopefully this will help you kind of understand where to find them, how to download them, where to find them after you download, and then how to print. We will talk to you guys next time.